With most B2B purchases, there's between 2 to 6 stakeholders and 1 for B2C buyers. So instead of just converting one person, you need to convert various people with possibly different motives and priorities. You need to identify the purchase initiators, people who engage with your brand first and grab their attention. Then identify the different decision makers involved later in the buying process and address their buyer intent. With B2C, the buying process is more straightforward. You just need to focus on addressing the key pain points and priorities of the individual consumer. Number 2, short versus long buyer's journey. The length of the buyer's journey between B2B versus B2C is also very different. B2C buyers have less interest in thorough product evaluation than B2B buyers. They often go through the same journey in minutes that can take months for B2B buyers. Most B2C purchases fall into the under $100 price range, and these decisions have less at stake. They're often made on impulse without an in-depth analysis. The B2B purchases, on the other hand, are often more expensive and carefully planned. With B2B, you have more time to educate the buyer, and therefore B2B audiences require a lot more content. And as their journey is longer, they also need a logical progression of micro conversions to move towards bigger commitments. The longer the cycle, the more important it is to break down the journey into smaller steps. Number 3, non-existent versus continuous relationship with sales. The relationship between the salesperson and the B2B buyer is much more important than in B2C sales. This directly relates to their need for certainty. In the B2B buying process, the abilities of the salesperson have a big impact on the actual buying decision, and the relationship remains important also after the purchase. B2C, on the other hand, might never actually have contact with an actual salesperson. Although many consumers become loyal to brands, they're probably not interested in getting to know your team on a personal level. These are just 3 points from a list of 5 from our blog post, the differences between B2B versus B2C buying process. To read more on this topic and discover the other 2 points, follow the link below to read the full blog post.